Hi everyone, this is Val from Valia Craft Studio. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to do what I hope will be a really quick little tutorial this morning on making a masterboard. Now, we've got a challenge over in Valia Craft Studio at the moment, and so it was really double duty here when I made this masterboard the other day. I did that over the weekend and cut them up into tags because I need more tags for the journal I'm working on. But unfortunately the video didn't work out. It had big chunks where the camera wasn't even filming, so I've decided to do another quick one, quicker than that, and I actually printed up some elements for everybody. This will be a freebie in my Ko-fi shop, so you've got some different elements to use on it. And of course, the beauty of a masterboard is that you can just stick bits and pieces you already have on it. So, you know, you may need a few little bits of this, you might need none, or it might be handy to have these elements to go. So we've got, I don't know what we've got. We've got that one and that one, bit of music paper there. This one's got a bit of, I don't know, a bit of a documentation, a few labels and things down the bottom, different papers. This one's got beautiful paper, some French writing, because I really love that element. In the ones that I did, they've all got a little bit of French writing in them, and I thought that was really good. And also some fussy cuts across the bottom that you can use either on the masterboard itself or on the tag when you get to actually decorating the tags. So that's what I've done. So I've actually cut up a few of mine already, or tore them as the case might be, and I've got some tea-dyed 200 GSM paper that I'm going to use for the base of my masterboard, and that will then be cut up into about 5 or 6 tags, or perhaps a pocket or a belly band or something. So I've just left these aside for the moment. They all have to be fussy cut, and I might do that off camera, but I cut them separately. Now this one I hadn't done yet, so I want to show you, and I've just got those the paper panels there all just torn out. So I just wanted to show you what I actually did with just one of them, and it's pretty simple. I don't want them all cut neat and tidy, so I just take that strip off. It was a bit hairier to take some of the other strips off because they weren't as even as that one, but you can manage, I'm sure. And then from there I just tore them up into the individual papers, and then we're just going to stick them on randomly. Now, you're welcome to make a masterboard just using these elements if you want to, or add your own or whatever. As I said, the beauty of masterboards is using up what you've got. And, you know, perhaps we expect that everybody's got music paper and pretty papers and that, but maybe people don't, so that's why I've decided to do a bit of a mixture of what you get here, so that, you know, everybody can make that masterboard in the challenge, or just because you can, just for your own personal use, if they wanted to do that. So there we go. This one over here. I'm going to tear these up into smaller pieces, so it's not really relevant what's happening here. And this piece, I just love this bit, but I don't know whether I'll tear that up into individual little snippets or whether I'll put it, I think it'll be probably about at least 3 pieces, this one, and just be stuck probably towards the end along with those. I might cut it out because it's getting a bit close to tear. So having got at my paper of what I'm going to do, the next thing to tell you is my glue. I've seen a lot of people just use glue stick for masterboards, but I don't really trust glue stick, so I'm going to be using a combination of glue stick and this glue. Now this is in an art glitter container, but it's actually just normal fabric glue. I just reuse it because it's easier to control the amount of glue I'm putting on. So I think I'm going to start with my music paper, and I just want to tear off some random pieces of that. And yeah, so we're all just going to be random bits and pieces. So yeah, you just pretty much just put them on wherever you think they'll look good, or even you don't even think about where they look good. I like to do it without even considering where it's going to turn out on a tag when I eventually cut them up. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. So yeah, so I'm just going to start on a square edge simply because that makes that I don't have to trim it too much for the edge of the tag. And I think I like this is beautiful paper. I just love this, so I think I'll have a piece of that next. Yeah. oops, sorry, first we do the glue stick, and then we'll just stick a little bit to make sure the edges stay down. Mind you, when you cut it up, the edge isn't really necessary. The edge of the tag isn't necessarily where I'll put that extra glue. So sometimes you have to do a little bit extra of the gluing when you cut the tags up. There might be the odd bit that needs a tad more glue, but we worry about that when we get there. Now I've just printed these out on ordinary copy paper because I've got I'm going to put that on a bit of an angle like that. The weight that I need for my tags is the backing paper, because that's the 200 GSM. So this is just normal copy paper that I've printed on here, and I think this one's pretty as well, so I'll have some of that as well. So really it's just no rhyme or reason. Plonk it down, stick it down. It really is one of those things that don't think, just stick it down. I'm going to put that at the corner there. I think that's really pretty. I've also got bits of this vintage invoice that is one of my digital designs. There's actually a freebie of this as well over in my coffee shop, as well as the one that I've added into the freebie for this masterboard. So this masterboard, you can get this this digital thing if you need it to help you to make your masterboard. It'll be a freebie, and the link will be in the comments down below. I like the French writing. I think it looks good, really good. Right, I've got this one too, so I'll do a bit of that next. And because I've torn it the way I have, you've got some extra. These are a bit, too perfectly thinky, so I'm just going to chop some of those. So just, work on what you like the look of. If you like a squarer look, by all means cut them square. If you like that, slightly more random kind of a look, that's what we do. What else do I have? I got this one. So I've tried to stick to the blue pretty much. So, the other one I did was all in pinks and the vintage, and this one's more in blue and vintage, with a few little extra elements that I hope will be useful to everybody. And you could put some other of your own stuff on here if you wanted, and you don't have to stick to the colour scheme that I've given you. You could make it all the colours of the white rainbow if you like. It is totally up to you. And this is the French writing, but I'm just going to take a piece on that angle. Got a bit of lumpy glue there, but it shouldn't matter too much. I'll put that French bit down there. Yeah, I think it's going to look quite nice. And when you do it, you don't really even know what your tags and pockets and things are going to turn out like. It's quite a mystery of how it'll turn out, And as I said, I do not even try to, I don't even try to make a pattern that will appear on the tag. Like, I know that's probably going to be a tag there, but I am not designing what I'm putting on here. Not in the slightest. So like I said, there is a challenge for this over in my group, Valia Craft Studio on Facebook. So if you want to have a go, and if you're a member of Valia Craft Studio already, by all means do an entry in the competition. And if you're not already, you could go over there and apply to join us. We have a challenge, a competition kind of thing every month, and there is a prize. Every month we give a prize. So, worth coming over and checking us out perhaps. Looking for more really active members. We've got a few of those, the silent majority, who don't really involve themselves, so it'd be really lovely to get some people who want to be active in the group. It'd be nice. I haven't done too much of this one yet. So, you could just go with, okay, it's all pretty much covered now. We've got everything's got something on it. But you can keep going. You can kind of say, well, you know, I want a little bit more of this one, and so I'll stick some up there. There we go, and I've got another piece of paper, and I could quite easily do another one if I don't waste all my papers. And I could bring in some other papers to add to this, to the look of this. But I'm really loving this paper. I could always print another one. That's not a big deal, is it? Look at this. This is shaggy. So I don't normally ink, but because that one's got so much white on it, I'm going to give it a bit of inking. Just love this paper. So you'll see that the French writing now is just little snippets that stick out on spots. So you've got French here and there and stuff like that. So we could keep going and stick some more on there. And I think we might put a little piece of this, just a little strip. Any sizes. I think it looks better when you have a lot of different little bits and pieces rather than big hunks of paper. So, you know, that's my intention, to sort of make little interesting patterns. So I'm going to leave that for that, but what we've also... Oh, I didn't do enough of this, do you think? No, maybe no. Maybe no. Maybe I didn't. I think I just want a small piece. So I'm just trying to use up the papers that were provided. Come back here. I haven't finished with you. Where will that one go? Maybe there, like that. It's pretty to cover up that pretty paper, but that's the whole point of a masterboard, is you're really collaging look here. So now what we've got is we've got these little things. I'm going to stick them on next because I love them. I think they look beautiful. And I'm just going to tear them, you know. I want to keep as much of the image as I can, so I try not to be too crazy with it. But I just want these to be stuck on here and there. I've got other things to stick on too, as you know, so this is not it. But I'm just going to do some of this. Now, some of the fussy cuts themselves, potentially, I will be putting those on the actual tags when they're done. But these are just going to look really good stuck around there. The bottom one's not quite the same kind of deal, but I'm okay with that. And I'm just trying to get as much of the white off as I can. But of course, if I didn't, I could easily just give that a little bit of a inking and it would blend in. Oops, use the right end. It would blend in quite well. So I think these just add a nice little bit of interest. And I'm going to put that one there. I think that looks good. I love that. Got a corner that didn't stick down, but look, yet it won't lift up, so I guess it is stuck down. This one, I don't know, let's have a look. I think we might as well. It's there to be used, I think. And, you know, it's kind of the colour scheme we're looking for with the blue and the pink, touches of pink. But where do I want to put it? Right there. And, you know, like, you don't have to put things all running the right way, the same way up. The orientation can be different every single time. So, you know, I could put that like that, which I will. That's what I did. Right, so now I've got these other things that I could stick on later or stick on now. And they have to be fussy cut, so I thought I might do those off screen and then come back. But I think we might put them on the finished tags. Really? I do. That is sticking up, I can tell. Yeah, so what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to cut out my fussy cuts, and then I'll come back and decide whether they're going on before I cut or after I cut. So I'll be back. All right, we're back. So I've cut out all the little fussy cuts, pretty rough in some instances. And what I want to do now is kind of stick a few on just so we see the effect of having them as part of the overall design. So I'm going to put a couple on, but some of them I'll keep for the decorating the tags when I cut them up. And you don't have to cut tags, they can be belly bands, they can be pockets, pretty much anything. I'm going to do that one. Now I want one to go across that way. Yeah, across there. And that, but they don't have to be straight. They don't have to be anything really. I might do this one too. Again, I don't really have a plan of where I'm going to cut the tags or belly bands or pockets or whatever I'm doing. So it's really quite random where I put them. But I think I'll do that there. I suspect that will be a cut, and so half of that will be on one tag and half will be on the other. And I want to show how that looks. That's why I'm doing this. But mostly I just do it randomly, and there's no intent to have something there ahead of time. Maybe this is another good one to do now. And I'll do this. I haven't done the other glue, but that's alright. This should hold. And I'm going to do that upside down. Just see how that goes. Alright, oops. Go back where I put you, please. So I think that's good enough to cut up. I'm going to just trim off the edges a bit manually, and then we'll get the guillotine over here and chop them up. Now I don't normally guillotine on screen, but I do want you to see this, so I'll drag it over here and we will chop these up into tags. I'm trimming them a bit, but you know, they can be trimmed afterwards as well. And put those aside because that's going to be the fine tuning of the maybe decorating the tags with those things. Now, as I said, you can use your own things for this as well. You don't have to use everything in the little freebie that I've given you. So I kind of work on, I want some fairly big tags. So I'm just going to cut a piece. I want my tags to be about 6 inches long, or maybe 5.5, that will do. So that way my tags that are coming down this way will be 5 3/4-ish long. And it still gives me a reasonable strip across the bottom for a belly band or pockets or whatever. So these are going to be my tags, and I'm going to start here. And the piece of paper is probably 11 something, so I'm going to do 3 at 3 inches. And the last one will just whatever is left. Oh, I don't know, that one's going to be the one that's, I'm going to start from the other end. Sorry, I'm going to start from the other end because I was hoping to cut something in the middle of it so you see the effect. And that way we did do that. And then these ones will be 3 inches, I believe. Is that 9? No, but it doesn't matter. I want that one to be chopped about there, which will be that one will be there, and that one will be about, that's 5, yeah, so I'll do about 2.5 inches for those, about there. Now this could be tags as well. In fact, we might do one of these as a, we might do all tags. These will be long tags. Alright, so not too much thinking going on with that process. Perhaps more than I planned, but not too much. So there are our basic tags. So what we do now, this one I'm going to trim off the bottom because I've got a bit of that white on there. I don't want that. And we've got this upside down unless something's upside down. That's the way I designed it, isn't it? So I guess, well, we can put something over that if we really don't like it. But what I want to do now is do the tag top. So I'm just going to use this as my template to do it, which is one of the tags from French Provincial. I don't know why I get tongue twisted with that. So every time. So right now I'm going to ink the front. And I usually give just a little light inking on the back too, and you'll see you get that tea dyed effect now because I tea dyed the paper. So there you go, that's the first one, and I think that already looks pretty. But a focal point might be nice. What did I think of? It's already got a lot of colour on it. Maybe some of the others need the more colour. Let's look. They're all pretty colourful. They've all got a bit of colour. That one might need something down the bottom here. So I might choose its focal point to start with because I want it to have something. Yeah, I think you can have the bird when we get to you. This one, I don't know, what do you think? Beauty? A butterfly tag? Yes, that one. So yeah, so now I'm just sticking bits and pieces on randomly where I think they'll look nice. So most of the collaging for the masterboard happens beforehand, but afterwards I just do a little fine tuning of what I want to add. And you know, there could be more things going on them because you know we've got lots of different bits and pieces we can do. Again, I'm not overthinking this. It's just put some stuff on. Now we'll do something with the tops later. I'm just doing the decorations of the tags for the minute. And I thought this one next. Now we don't always have to do the tab top. Sometimes tags are quite good. Oh, that yes, it did work. Didn't feel like it crunched properly. So they don't necessarily have to be, you know, tag shaped at the top. I just like rounding the edges sometimes, and they can still be, you know, termed to be a tag. Doesn't mean you have to have all your tags with, you know, the traditional style of tops. And of course, when you're doing them by hand, the easiest one to do is this shape with just the edges cut off. But there's lots of other fancy tab tops that can be done if you've got a template for them. So this one I decided I want the little birdie, and so he's going down the bottom. My fussy cutting was a little rough. Yeah, that's just me. I did a little rough cut. My fussy cuts. There you go. He looks sweet. His tail's got a point where it shouldn't have a point. And I could have just given him a little bit of inking at the edges, but now I'm just going to soften the outline of that with a little bit of ink over it. So he looks pretty cute. Do we need anything else? We've got half of one of the labels up there. A little bit of French printing there. Alright, we'll leave him aside for the minute and see what we come back to do for the top of him. So this one, we've got the little bird label coming on the other side. I think I might do the top up this end. And this time I'm just going to freeform the shape of the tag. So if you just cut one side and then use that as your guide for the other side, it should be pretty right. So I don't usually mind having things going in the wrong direction, but I have a feeling that I'm not liking that this here where that birdie label is sort of like sticking up from the bottom. And we kind of need something up here. I think I'll put beauty right there in the middle. Though what else did we have? We've got La Favourite. And we have a blank label. I did some blank ones because I thought, well, you might want to, I think I'm going to do Just Breathe. I thought you might want to write something yourself, or you might have some stamps, which I do have some stamps that I can use to do that, yeah? Just words or numbers, or just write something, you know? You don't have to. Sometimes you get something and it's a bit of ephemera and it's in somebody else's handwriting. You might as well just do the handwriting yourself, my opinion. Right, so I think that one will do for now. This one, I'm going to do the tab top again, and I'll just do the same thing, just a bit of a shape there. So what I find when I do these, what I found when I did the ones on the weekend, and now what I'm finding now is I actually like the tags as they are, just with the masterboard effect. It really isn't that necessary to put anything on it, but at the same time, it does sort of dress them up a bit if you put something on. Now this one, I think this floral panel might look good. What do you think? I kind of like want to have a flower here. I could dig in my stash to see what I like, but I think that's what I'll do. I'll just put that down there. That'll be good. You can always use lace too. Grab out your lace bucket and just put a bit of lace under some of these things. It's also something that can be added to them. It's you know, the possibilities are endless. I want that to be, I think that's what I want. I want that to sort of be not, I want some of the French writing on that side as well as that side. So not in the middle, but not over against the edge. So there you go. There's that nice little flower there. And do I want a label? What have I got? I've got this one franc. I've got Paris. I don't think I'll put that on there. Put that aside for a moment. And we might come back when we've got some stuff left at the end and see what we want. I think I want Paris on this one. And do I want Paris to have, no, I think Paris, this one can be, I don't want to lose that little butterfly up there. So just by rounding the corners, I will get the tag, you know, one of the tag shapes that I use without chopping off the butterfly. So, you know, as I said, no rhyme and reason about where things land. However, see, I've wrecked that now. Never mind, we'll fix that, I think. It just didn't do the rounding, it didn't like that. I'll have another go. It's a bit wonky now. A bit wonky. It's about time for me to replace this, I think. This poor thing's getting quite had it. I've got about 3 and this is the only one that's kind of doing half a job. Anyway, that will have to be all right. Now, I've only got this one still to go. I could make that one a pocket, couldn't I? Yeah, I could. Like I was saying, sometimes you have to stick down the little bits that are... But is it too wide for a pocket? So let's say this was the journal I was putting it in. Would it fit on a page? No, I'd have to cut some off. All right. Well, I could just leave it as being a tag. If I cut a piece off that side, it could be, that would still be okay, and that could be a bit of a decoration. Oh, see, I can't cut straight very well. Lovely. All right, so this one's a pocket. This one's a pocket. So, all right, so which way is it going to go? Like that. And I think we'll do a thumb notch out of it. Will I do this big one? I think so. Just eyeball that. So we get that one is a pocket that will go into a journal with that has these tags and has that kind of a masterboard collage-y kind of a look, which I do love. I often do collage-y kind of stuff with digitals because I design a lot of digitals. But sorry, I've lost the train of thought. Yes, but this, you know, I haven't done too much of this collaging of real things. And this is where I think I'm going to get a bit of lace perhaps and put there. But what do I want? This is really rough cut. I'm ashamed of that, but never mind. I'm not that good at... I think I want that one. I think that one looks best, and I think it looks there. Not to say I won't do more, because I can. And I want to use all these little labels up, I think, or nearly all. And, you know, look, you can bring in other things too out of your stash. You don't have to stick to what's in here. You can bring other stuff in. I think I want a word as well. But I think I'll put this blank one. I might write something on there. What will I write? I might write... My handwriting's not that great, so I'll try it before I stick it on. I think I'm going to write be happy. No, I don't like it. well, we'll have beauty. It looks too white though, doesn't it? It looks too white. That looks better. So that's a little pocket there. That looks cute. I think that looks very cute. Right, so this one we hadn't finished with, I believe. We wanted something on here. I like how that looks there. That's a nice focal point that just managed to fit in, you know, in that spot. So that's pretty awesome. This one's not sitting too flat, but I think it will. What else have I got left? I've got this La Favorite. Could just put that down there. Is that too much words though? I mean, you know, really. I'm not going to use those, the blank labels. I'll put them there for the people who don't have them, but to be honest with you, I don't really need those. I've got plenty myself, and I don't like my handwriting enough to do it. I could get a stamp out, but I haven't got any here to do this, so I'm not going to. But, you know, I've got like stamps that have got numbers, and I might have done that. I'm just going to use this as a bit of focal point when we do the tops. I think that will look good. So we're still going to use Paris somewhere. We're going to use that, and we're going to use the one franc, and we may use the La Favorite, however you say that. Righto. So let's just cover up glue and a stamp pad for a moment. I want sorry, talking to myself there. I want some lace and stuff to go in those tag tops, and maybe some lace to decorate some of a little bit of focus points of these. So, you know, you have got other things that you can bring into play. So these make really nice tabs at the top, just something like that. And sometimes you can actually put a tab there as well. However, that one should have been cardstock if I was going to do that, so I'm not going to, in my opinion. I could just put a little flower there, but there's a pretty flower there. This is the hardest part. I can just do it like that. Let's not complicate things. Now, where's the staple? I'm just going to staple this to this one. Okay, so that's all it's going to have. It's just that. And you can decorate these more fully if you wish. You know, you can do whatever you like. It's not going in there too well, but I'll get there. Here we go. Right. Right, so that one's just got a piece of lace at the top. And I don't know, I thought I might have put something else on here. Do I want the one franc? Yep, okay. Because I do want to use those last little bits and pieces up. Right, that one's finished. Right, I'm going to get a piece of lace out of the lace bucket, and somewhere right here actually I have my big bite. So these ones that are got the tab top, my problem is sometimes it's really hard for me to see where the middle is. So I think I want my hole about there. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm marking it with a pen about where the middle is. Otherwise, no, that's a little hole. I want the big hole. Sorry, I'm working off screen a little here. I'm just trying to put a hole through this one, about where I marked it, and hopefully it's pretty central. I have a fix if it isn't. Not too bad. And then I'm going to put one of these ring reinforcements on there. I just buy these from the stationers, and then I put I just get my ink dabber and do that. The blending tool, I think it's called. So you might have lots of other pretties in your stash that you could add to these tags. You could do whatever you wanted to them there. You know, you might have, you know, you'll put some lace on the bottom too. I could have put lace underneath that. Or you could put a strip of lace across it. You know, you can use lace down here too. I could have put lace there. I could put lace, a piece of lace there. So many things you can do. And you can decorate yours to your heart's desire. One of the other things we can do with these is put a tab top on them. And I've got a bucket of tabs now. I've got a bucket of tabs that might look nice here. It'd be nice if I had a music one, I think, but I don't know. I think I looked for music yesterday. Is that too pink? I think it might be. So I can, oh look, that one will work because that's just got the rose. So I'm going to put that there like that. Maybe not on that one because it's not. Yeah, I think that might look good. All right, we're going to ink that. Now, if you didn't have the tab making tool, which not everybody has, you could just put a square there, and I'll show you that on another one. But this one, I'm just going to put this on the top. So just try to vary, you know, what I'm doing on them, so they're not all, you know, too same. And I just want that to come right down to the breathe bit. There we go. So that one's finished. What else do we have? So 1, 2. I'll put another one aside. We finished with the pocket. We're finished with the pocket, and that's 2 of the tags are done. Now this one, let's do something a bit different with it. We'll put the hole in it again. Where's the center? Roughly center is there. So again, you may not have a big bite, but perhaps you've got something else you can make a hole with. The beauty of the big bite is that you can you know, make all sorts of holes, but you can also set in a eyelet, which I'm just going to do. Because I can, and I think I want a brown one. So move this up to setting eyelets, put it in, and I'm doing this because I'm going to hang a charm off this one, if I can find a charm that's nice and suitable. I think I see one already. Okay, so there you go. That's got that done. Now I've got a little bulb pin here, and I've got a little, I see it at the back there, a little Eiffel Tower. But I think I better bring the big bite back because I wanted to use this strip of paper as well. See how this looks, and I just want a little hole in it. Okay. They say it's a poor workman who blames their own chores, but I'm afraid it's a bad habit of mine. Always saying my equipment isn't any good. It's failing or whatever the case might be, and sometimes I don't know if it really is the machine or if it's me. And I think I'm going to use a bit of lace here as well, so I'm just looking for a piece of this, a scrappy piece of this. But I don't want it too small. Oh, that might work. So this is a really handy thing to do. I've just cut or torn up little bits of various laces, which are beautiful to embellish, to put a bit underneath, yeah? And there's bits of calico in there and tiny little scraps of papers and stuff like that. So some of these bits, if they don't get the music and stuff that we used here, like these that are left, they'll probably get torn up and put in here. They won't be wasted. So, you know, it's really handy to have those little elements. So, yeah. we'll keep one of those out for a sec because we might do something with that. And this one's just tiny little bits of ticket that I've torn up. So they can look pretty good too. So you just tear them up, and you could put something like that on one of those. You could just do a bit of a ticket on the side there. Look at that. I think I like it. And we'll do that. So yeah, look, because you're doing a collagey thing, little bits and pieces like that just look good, in my opinion. Just put that there right at the edge. I think it's looking good. I love it. Yeah, and I've got this lace as well. Now I want to do something else with that. Again, it's another tool that you may not have, unfortunately. But so I've got a bit of lace, and I've got a bit of cardstock, just an offcut, and I've got a charm. So I'm just going to put those through that hole there, and that creates a bit of interest up there at the top with a little Eiffel Tower and the just a piece of the matching cardstock and a bit of lace. Now, if you didn't like that look, you don't have to do it. As I often say, you do you, and I'll do me. So now this one, it's not the right one to do it with. Have I even got any left? Have I finished them all? Really? I wouldn't have thought so. How many did I get? I've got 6 things, didn't I? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, here's one. What did I do with that one? Yeah, all right, so it's finished as well. What I was going to show you, though, with this is you can make an extra little pocket. I wouldn't perhaps on this one, but if you put that there, and one of the others might have been a better one to pick. That's my problem. I do the masterboard, and the intent is that you tend to not be too precious about what's there, and you can then stick a little, where are some of the tickets and things I have? One of these little bits and pieces, I could just put, something like that in there, and just make a little pocket in the front. So that's another possibility. That's a good number though, isn't it? Do I need it somewhere? Oh, maybe I do, maybe I don't. But I'm trying to work mostly with the items that I provided in the freebie, so that you get the gist. And look, at the very least, you should be able to, with minimal supplies, you should be able to do that. And what I wanted to do is show you, if you didn't have this tabby thing, that you can actually still do something the same. And it's possibly better with a piece of cardboard, which I'm going to show you with this tiny little postcard. But it could be just any piece of random cardstock. Just fold it in half and ink the edges. And just use that as your tab at the top. And you can glue that on or staple it on, and you don't really need that fancy tab maker. You can just do that. In fact, I'm going to glue that on there exactly like that. Now, the other thing I sometimes like to do is just to trap a little bit of lace underneath that. Just a tiny piece. I don't know if I'll do it to this one. I just want to show you. Yeah, so you could put a little bit of lace and then have that there like that, holding the lace down. Get that central. That'll need a bit of pressure because it's got to hold the lace as well. So, and the lace just kind of, softens it a bit and makes it look, a bit different. So there you go. There's our 6 things that we've made. So yeah, that's it. Oh, we've got one over there. So we've got this tag, this tag, this tag, that tag, that tag, and one pocket. And as I said, it is a freebie to make these if you want to use it, or if you want to just use your own things, because you really don't need to have any fancy stuff. I've just given you some options in case, if you don't have music paper, or you want to put some French writing on there and you don't have any, or you wanted to have a colour scheme that was cohesive. This little kit might help you to make your masterboard, but it certainly isn't necessary. However, it is a freebie, and I'll put the link below. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye now.